Registration is still open for the Desert AIDS Walk. This year's theme, Walk Out Loud. It is scheduled for this Saturday, October 29th. And this event kicks off bright and early. 9 a.m. is when the walk starts, but there's a lot happening even before that at Ruth Hardy Park. Last year's event raised over $400,000. And joining us now to talk more about this, Henke from DAP Health. Welcome and good morning.
Good morning.
Well, you have shared with us some really powerful stories so far that our viewers are actually resonating with.
Great.
About why and how DAP is so important to this valley.
Yeah. You know, today I'm bringing a few more stories, and it's really kind of a mashup of patient and client experiences. And what I love about the clip that we're going to see today is it illustrates the power of healthcare access. Because what all of the stories that we're going to hear have in common is that these individuals did not have access to the health care they needed and deserved. And then they came into DAP Health and they found that wonderful space of healing, you know, with its integrated approach, pulling together primary care and mental health care and HIV specialty care and dental care, and bringing it all together with social services as needed, or housing assistance as needed, and treating the whole person. And so what we're going to watch is really what that impact makes, and I think it illustrates the impact of walking on Saturday.
Right, and I think all of us can relate to having a not so great experience when visiting a healthcare provider. So this is something we can all kind of relate to as a whole. It's a problem right now in our society, and thanks to organizations like yours, there are options out there.
Absolutely right.
All right, so let's get to those testimonials.
Life for me before DAP Health was extremely isolated. I spent a lot of time by myself, alone.
Yeah, I was on the streets. I had nothing. My T cells were super low. I had infections, sores, no place to be, couldn't feed myself. I didn't even have food stamps because I hadn't been doing anything to take care of myself whatsoever.
A friend of mine suggested that I visit DAP. I didn't know what DAP was, but I sure found out. I came, met with registration, and was able to start seeing a doctor, a psychologist, and a psychiatrist.
Dr. Morse jumped right on it. He said, we're going to change some things. We're going to change some things with your diet. He even just held my hand and say nothing, but just hold your hand and say, I'm going to work with you and it's going to be okay. It just meant so much.
And from that, I began to discover what else wellness had, from Reiki to groups to talk to support, to things that I didn't particularly need, but I knew that others deeply needed. I saw how incredible DAP Health was in structuring not only its medical, its dental, its mental health, but just giving to the daily lives of people in great need, including myself.
I'm just thankful to DAP Health that they help instill this confidence and this zest for life and this love for my community that wasn't there before. It helped me find myself. That little girl that I remember from back in Brooklyn that was always very friendly and loving to everybody had kind of died. And DAP Health has brought that little girl back to me, and I'm so thankful for that.
Stephen, you got me crying over here. We can all relate to that.
Yeah.
This is something that I think as we age, it just happens in life where you reach that point, and sometimes we don't even know what we need health-wise. It could be a mental health service that we aren't even aware of within ourselves, and it looks like your doctors and specialists and experts point that out.
Yeah. You know, somebody recently said that empathy and care are superpowers. And I think that's true. When I watch these stories about patients whose lives have been changed, and you heard Keshadi talk about Dr. Morse just holding her hand.
Right.
And you heard LaWanda talk about, you know, someone just caring. Right. And the impact that can make in someone's life. And so, you know, for the community, you know, they have a chance to activate their superpower of caring by registering and walking on Saturday in the Desert AIDS Walk, because that's what this walk funds. It funds, you know, changing the lives of over 10,000 individuals who call DAP Health their healthcare home.
Wow, 10,000.
10,000.
That's how many Valley residents you serve.
Absolutely. And it's growing every day, and we're expanding every day to meet that increased need. But we can't do it without the community support, and that's why events like Desert AIDS Walk are so important. You know, healthcare equity, it's really about access. I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to be able to walk in a door that's open to you and meet a team of people who care about you.
Yeah, and you know, as we age, we just start realizing the importance of these services in our community. Yeah. So it's just so much fun as well. There's so much going on at the event.
Yes. And this year we've got to come early because yoga starts at 7:30. So we're flipping the script. So yoga, we're going to start the morning with yoga.
All right,
and then we're going to end it with the warm-up with Jace Nagaya and Ted Geis are going to be warming up the walkers right before we kick off at 9 o'clock.
And did my wish come true that you're going to be in the dunk tank or no?
No, but there are going to be civic leaders making a splash for LGBTQ Health Equity. I am not one of them. I'm not a civic leader. But there are some really wonderful leaders that have volunteered to do that. And of course, $50 gets you 3 balls, and you can dunk a civic leader and make a splash for health equity.
All right, Stephen Henke, thank you so much. We hope to see all of you this Saturday, October 29th at Ruth Hardy Park. Register now on the website on your screen. And are we going to have great weather for it?
That's middle 70s for highs. You can't beat that. Mostly sunny skies. Halloween's coming up, and the kids are going to be in their costumes very soon. What's the weather going to be like for trick-or-treaters? Well, actually, near normal. 87 degrees will be the high, dropping to the middle 80s by 5, 6 o'clock. So kind of comfortable out there. Not all that bad with mostly clear skies and dry air. Full forecast next.